Jai Hind students, welcome to physics lecture of grade 10. Last time we discussed about the concept of plane mirrors. Now we are going to discuss the concept of spherical mirrors. Now, before defining spherical mirror, let us understand its concept. Let us say we are having a hollow sphere of glass. This is the hollow sphere of glass. What option we are having? Let's break the hollow sphere of glass. What is the meaning of the term hollow sphere? Which is empty from inside. Nothing is contained in this. So it is empty from inside. So let us say we have broken this. So these are its two part. Now we are having the option. One option is that let's polish it from the inner surface. If we are polishing from the inner surface, what it will result? If you are standing here, you will not be able to see your image. So, whenever a ray of light is falling, so what will happen? Reflection will take place from this surface. And other option is that we can polish it from the outer surface. Let us say this is the outer surface from which polishing is done. The polishing is done from the outer surface. So what will happen in this case? Whatever the reflection, it will take place from the other side, that is from the inner side, and this inner side is called concave side, and this outer side is given the name that is outer, and outer means convex surface. And here this surface is again outer surface, and this outer surface is also called as the convex surface, and here in this case this is the inner surface, and inner surface is also known as the concave surface. Now there are two mirrors that I have drawn. This is the mirror in which reflection is taking place from the outer surface. So this mirror is called convex mirror. What this mirror is called? This mirror is called the convex mirror. Here in this case, reflection is taking from the inner surface. What is the second name of inner? The second name of the inner is concave. So this mirror is called the concave mirror. Now, so what is a spherical mirror? So spherical mirror is a part of hollow sphere whose one surface is reflecting and other surface is polished. So how you can define a spherical mirror? A spherical mirror is a part of hollow sphere whose one surface is reflecting. This surface is reflecting and other surface is polished. So that is given the name of the spherical mirror. So can you define the spherical mirror? Spherical mirror is a part of spherical mirror whose one surface is reflecting and other surface is polished. Now let's define convex mirror. So what is convex mirror? Convex mirror is the spherical mirror in which reflection is taking place from the outer surface, or convex surface. So you can say spheric convex mirror is the spherical mirror in which reflection takes place from convex. What is the meaning of the term convex? Outer surface. And similarly, you can also define the concave mirror. How you will define concave mirror? Is the spherical mirror in which reflection takes place from concave, meaning inner surface. So that mirror is called the concave mirror. Now to understand this spherical mirror, there are a few important terms that you must understand. Now let me explain those important terms. Important terms about spherical mirrors. These terms are very important. If you find any problem, make a phone call to me. Now, let us say the first point is pole. P-O-L-E, pole. It is represented by P. Pole is the center of spherical surface. Let us say I have drawn two types of mirror. One mirror is, let me do its polishing. This is the polishing, and again this is the polishing. So if I take their centers of this surface, this is pole, and if I take, let us say this is the center, so this is the pole. So what is the pole? Pole is the center of spherical surface. Next point is center of curvature. Center of curvature is denoted by capital C. Now these are the, what these are the, this one is which mirror? Concave mirror. This one is convex mirror. Now with the help of the compass, if I complete the hollow sphere, what I will get? I will get its center. With the help of compass, if I complete this, what I will get? Again I will get its center. So this C is the center of curvature. So how will you define the term center of curvature? Center of curvature of a spherical mirror is defined as center of hollow sphere of which the mirror was the part. So here C is the center of that sphere of which the mirror was the part. Third point is radius of curvature. If we are having this radius of curvature is denoted by R, if we are having a sphere, definitely it will have some radius also. That radius is called the radius of curvature. So how can you define the radius of curvature? Radius of curvature is defined as radius of hollow sphere of which the mirror was the part. Here PC is the radius, so I am saying this R is the radius of curvature, or this R is the radius of curvature. This is the radius of this hollow sphere of which the spherical mirror was the part. And its another simple definition is the distance between pole and center of curvature is called radius of curvature. Here in this case, the distance between pole and center of curvature is called the radius of curvature. Fourth point is principal axis. So what is principal axis? Simple definition: the line joining center of curvature and this pole. So this line which is joining center of curvature and this pole. Let me make it clear. You are seeing this very long line because the line length of the line is infinity. So this line is called the principal axis, that is the line which joins the pole and the center of curvature. So this line is principal axis. Now, so how can you define the principal axis? It is a line which joins pole and the center of curvature. This line is the principal axis. Next point is aperture. What is the meaning of the term aperture? The reflecting portion of the mirror. Let us say this extreme point is A and this point is B. Here this reflecting portion of the mirror is called aperture. If I say that this point is C, I can't take the C because C is here, this point D, E. So here this reflecting portion D, E is the aperture. So how you can define the term aperture? The reflecting portion of a mirror, portion of a spherical mirror is called aperture. So these were 5 definitions, and the most important definition is a 6th definition. That definition is of principal focus. It is important for your board examination also, although you have done this definition in a junior classes also. So let's do this definition. That definition is of principal focus. What is the principal focus? It is very simple. Let us say we are having this mirror. Can you tell me what is this mirror? Convex or concave? This mirror is concave. Now its center is P. If I pass a line from the P, this line is called the principal axis. Now whatsoever its center, this center is called the center of curvature. Now what is the principal focus? Listen, let us say these are the rays of light. What is special in these rays of light? These rays of light are parallel to principal axis. Let us say these rays of light are parallel to principal axis. Now there is a very beautiful property of this mirror, is that all these rays after reflection they meet each other at a point. Let us say these rays are meeting each other at a point. This ray is also meeting at this point. This ray is also meeting at this point. This ray is also meeting at this point, and this ray is also meeting at this point after reflection, and this point is called the principal focus. So how you will define the principal focus of a concave mirror? Principal focus for a concave mirror is the point on principal axis where rays parallel to principal axis meet actually after reflection. So that point is called the principal focus of a concave mirror. And what about in case of a convex mirror? Look, in case of convex mirror, let us say this is the convex mirror. Why convex mirror? Because polishing is done from inner surface and reflection takes place from outer surface. This point is the center of curvature. We can complete its sphere. And this is pole. Pole is the P point, represented by P point. Now what happens? If rays of light are parallel to one another, let us say these rays of light are parallel to one another. Let us say these rays are parallel to one another. Now what happens here? These rays cannot pass there. Why they cannot pass there? Because it is opaque. This surface is reflecting, so they will be reflected, but they will never pass through this side. So what will happen? It will appear that this what will happen? These rays, they will be diverged in such a way that it appears all these rays were coming from this point. So what does it mean? Here in this case, rays of light, they appears to meet, they do not meet in actual practice. So how you can define the convex mirror? Principal focus of convex mirror. Principal focus of a convex mirror is a point on principal axis where rays parallel to the principal axis appears to meet after reflection. That point is called the principal focus. Now there is a one term that is called the focal length. This focal length is very important property of mirrors. Now what is the focal length? The distance between pole and focal length, the distance between pole and principal focus is called the focal length. So here PF is the focal length. What is PF? PF here is representing the focal length. Now I think concave mirror, convex mirror, principal focus, are they clear? In case if you find any difficulty, you can contact me either on phone or on WhatsApp. Now there are 2 points, all of you know. One point is converge, another point is diverge. What is the difference between converge and diverge? Look, these are the rays. If the rays coming from different points, they meet each other, so what this is the say? This is called the converge. We will say that rays are converging. And so what does it mean? It represents the convergence. And what is the divergence? If rays are moving away from one another, that is here you will find that the separation between the rays, it keeps on increasing. You consider this. Here separation is this, here separation is this, separation is increasing. So what we call this as the diverge or divergence. So what is the meaning of the rays are converging? If all the rays coming from different point, if they are meeting at a point, it is called convergence. And if this is happening, it is called the divergence. So what is happening? In case of concave mirror, In case of concave mirror, the rays are meeting at every point. The rays are meeting on a single point after reflection. So concave mirror is also called converging mirror. Why converging? Because rays are meeting at this point. And what is happening in case of a convex mirror? The rays are moving away from one another after reflection. So this convex mirror is also called diverging mirror. If I ask what is converging mirror, answer is concave mirror is converging mirror. If I ask diverging mirror, you can say convex mirror is diverging mirror. Why diverging mirror? Because in convex mirror, the rays of light which were parallel, they appears to diverge from one another. Whereas in case they are converging. So concave mirror is converging mirror and convex mirror is the diverging mirror. Now, can you define what is the meaning of the term convergence of light? So all of you note down the definition of convergence of a light, similar to like this. So what is the meaning of the term convergence? This is convergence, this is divergence. How can you say the convergence of the light? Write it. If parallel beam of light after reflection meets at a point, then this process is called convergence of light. The reflected beam is called convergent beam of light, like shown here. And what about the say divergence? If the parallel beam of light after reflection diverges, what does it mean? It separates out and appears to come from a point, then this is called the say divergence of light. And here in this case, this reflected beam is called the divergent beam. Right? These terms are very important. So work on these terms. If you find any difficulty, just inform me. Because without understanding these terms, you will not be able to understand the further lectures. This optics is based on these terms. Do these terms very carefully. If you find any confusion, discuss those confusions with me. Thank you.